Alright, I'm going to post up here for about 30 minutes and then it'll be time for me to go work that morning gig. I need to put my socks on, put my steel toes on. I need to go to the back and get my knee pads and my gloves. Catch up with you in a bit. Alright, I moved a little bit closer to Walmart because I wanted to use their Wi-Fi. I forget that the phone I record on isn't on the Cricket plan that my other phone's on, my work phone. So got a video uploaded, so that's nice. And now I'm going ahead. I already got my socks and my steel toes on, grab my knee pads, and if you guys recall, I lost one of my gloves at the last gas station cleanup that I did, so I have a backup pair I usually keep in my van for my son, so it's the same exact style. So I cracked those out. Hopefully I don't lose these. And I told him that I'll buy him a new set when he comes out. But we're headed that way now. Well, this seems like a good spot. It's the only parking spot on this side of the building. So I'm gonna take it. Spilled the water when we left Bass Pro again, and it hit the scratcher for the second time. So I think I'm gonna have to break down and get a new scratcher for Waddles because it's just soft cardboard. You know how wet cardboard does. But I gave them fresh water, and I rolled up part of the blackout where my white sunscreen on the outside is, so they've got light, so it's not complete darkness in there. And if it gets too warm out here, right now it's fine and it's very overcast, I'll walk out here and turn the AC, either the AC or the fan on, depending on the weather. It's really stuffy here. That's the only thing. Myself and the cats don't like it being stuffy. If the sun comes out though, good news is this van is in a spot to get solar. Bad news is it is going to be a humid day if we get a full clear day today. Alright, I'm going to give it about 5 minutes before I go in. That gives them 10 minutes to find the paperwork and stuff. Some places don't like you to come in too early. One place I came in 5 minutes early and they asked like, why did I come in so early? And I'm like, well, by the time I get signed in, it might be 2 minutes early at the best, you know, but it's their gig. I'll try to take you guys with me. We'll see how it works. This is a much smaller store, so they might helicopter me, you know. All right, I am in the cooler. It looks like they have a good bit for me to do, which is how I like it. It's not quite as loud in here too, so that's nice. Clean shelves, no mold. Looks like they got a new cooling system. The ones I've been to don't have something this nice. I probably won't record anymore, but I'm about to get started. Finished out at that gas station. This location, it needed a lot of work, but it was also oddly well organized too. So they didn't have a lot of like issues that some of the other spots I hit have. Like they didn't have water leaks or issues. Their floor wasn't damp. The shelving was clean. They just had a lot of merchandise that needed to be sorted and shouldn't have been on, shouldn't have been on the floor. They're supposed to be on these little rollers. But there was plenty to do, and I actually didn't have time to do it all this time. I'll be back over there tomorrow, and that won't take the rest of the shift, unless, you know, they really get hit today, which they might. But it's rare that I don't get completely done stocking the shelves with what they have. So they were short on some merchandise items, but there was still a lot of stuff that it took me a while to get up. Most of it is up. I guess my issue for myself is I like to sort it and put like items together on the overstock shelves in the freezer. So when you go to look for it, you know where to look for the items. And I didn't quite get all that done. A lot of trash hauled out, so it was good to go on that. This location doesn't really like what the job that we do. I think they just had really bad people come out there. I know I've heard one time I went to get my drink, I heard them complaining about a person that basically was assigned one job, but they didn't need him for that job, and they asked him to do the other job, and they just flipped out and left. I don't do anything like that. It's 4 hours, right? Unless it's just something insane. I'm getting paid XYZ. There's no job that's within the purview of what we're supposed to do that isn't a number I wouldn't agree to, right? I'm getting $50 for 4 hours to come in, dress however I want, put my earbuds in, work, and leave. Like, I don't have to worry about a real manager. I don't have to worry about staying overtime or being scheduled this and that. I pick the time and everything else. So for me, it's like, hey, could you just dump trash and sweep the floors? Yeah. You got brooms, you got trash cans. It doesn't bother me. I'm there prepared to work. And I guess it's also because of the other gig I do, right? None of that stuff is any harder than what I would do at the other spot that I work. So that being said, I did have the issue of clocking out again. They gave me the numbers and everything, but my app just keeps cycling through saying that, you know, want to share your current location, you have to share your current location before you can clock out. And I do, and it takes me right back to clocking out. So I can't put in the code and stuff. So I got a ticket in. Hopefully it goes as smooth as it did last time. I'm going to try maybe to reload the app before tomorrow. But I'm at Walmart, and I'm going to go inside. I need two things. I need a bar soap, because I used the last of my bar soap at Planet Fitness yesterday, and I need a lint brush. So those are two things I'm going in specifically to get. Haven't decided what I'm going to do for my meal yet. I am hungry, though. So I'll catch up with you after I get done with that. Well, bag acquired. 2-pack of lint brushes, the kind I usually use right now, and 2-pack of Dove soap. I've got one bar somewhere that I got to figure out where I put it, but the cool thing about this one, and I looked at the liquid stuff, the bottles are just too big. I don't want to carry a bottle of soap like that in my little bag that I take into the gym for the showers, you know. I could get it and transfer, but then what I do with the big bottle? When you're in a van like this, it's a bit of a headache. What I got going on right now is I've got a tote box in storage that has, like, I bought a 4-pack of toilet paper. I keep one roll in the van. The other 3 are in a tote box, and I think that's where my other bar of soap is. So I am starting to do something like that, where since I have it to dip into, it's where I get my spares when I run out, as long as I can remember. But the bar soap is more compact. I got my little bar soap clamp clamshell holder that, you know, everyone's had for years. The cool thing about the Dove one is, you know, it's a hand, body, face, and shave bar. So in a pinch, if I don't have shaving cream, I mean, this thing is not that thick, right? So I soap up everything and I can shave and do everything with one bar of soap. And it's a moisturizing bar. It's Dove for men, so it works for me. At least I think it works for me. I don't have anything to do, but I want to eat, and I think it's going to be McDonald's. I think it's the most cost-effective thing right now. I thought about Chinese food, but, and I love Chinese food, but I don't think it's, the cost of Chinese food would give me any more satisfaction from the meal than McDonald's right now. I just want to eat something that I enjoy and not necessarily anything specific. It is such a weight off my shoulders to not have those credit card bills and starting to get these gas station shifts again. You know, they weren't showing up for a while. So I got this shift I did today and I got one tomorrow. So that's going to make me $100 on my, what would be my day off. So it kind of offsets that day that I'm missing. So basically it means I can do a little bit of stuff for the van and still have money to kind of live off. It's the equivalent of doing a 4-day work week instead of 3 for me. So it's definitely made a difference. It makes it feel like I can have a slight life. Although, like right now, I don't have anything I plan on doing or want to do, so I'll be hanging out in the van. I'm debating over whether I'm going to hang out in this Walmart parking lot and try to stealth here tonight, like come in after they close, because we're right up the street from that gas station that I'm going to be working at, same one. And they, you know, the shift's at 8. So the idea would be, why waste the gas? If I commute all the way, it's not super far, but from here to Bass and back, unless there's something over there I need to do, which the only thing over there is the outlets and the Buc-ee's. Both of which I don't necessarily need. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm also happy to have those 12 volts hooked up. I do need, I don't know, I might do it today too. Right now I don't feel like it. Maybe after I eat, but I want to go, there's a Lowe's right next door to this Walmart, and I need some self-tapping screws so I can put those outlets that I wired and everything straight in so they're flush. But other than that, those outlets have already made a big difference for me.
Thank you for choosing McDonald's. Do you use our mobile app?
We did.
Okay, what's that code?
UR20.
You can pull around in that first window.
Thank you. All right, here's what I got. Large Coke, looks nice and dark, which means it should be tasty. Let's go ahead and take a look. Perfect. I think this is what's called a medium fry now. They are warm. There we go. Want to make sure we had a crispy one. And well salted. This is how you do it. The oil is just a little close to being old. It's probably almost time to change it. Nothing terrible. Four-piece nuggets. I'll share one of these with the cats. I have sauce. I got honey, but this, ooh, it's hot too. It is crispy on the outside, not overcooked, and very juicy, surprisingly, on the inside. Well done. It's been a while since I've had a chicken nugget. Cheeseburger. Just your regular old cheeseburger. That works. You get that sweetness of the bun that you always get from a McDonald's hamburger, just a regular hamburger. You got that questionable yellow cheese that's just so nostalgic. You got your pickle, You got your ketchup, you got a little bit of diced onion in there. I think there's mustard there too. I mean, this is just some good, cheap food. I remember I used to get, back when they were even cheaper, I used to get 5 of those if I was having like one of those bad days. Oh, I asked for honey, because that's what I checked. I got honey mustard, which is fun. You guys probably don't remember this, but back in the 80s, you only had like 4 sauces to choose from when they first launched the McNuggets, and honey was one of them. You had a big old deep honey packet just like the rest of them. Then it slowly started becoming a smaller honey packet, and then you just had to ask for it because they only used the honey for breakfast stuff at that point. And then we got a McDouble. Same toppings as the hamburger, just with 2 patties. Both of these patties, well seasoned. One more hit of the McDonald's Coke, the best fountain Coke there is. Oh, that was great. Okay, so how much did I spend? They didn't give me a thing. Let me check my app. It cost me $5.61. That's because the hamburger I got with my rewards points that I've been building up, and the other one was a $5 value meal. So with taxes and all, I got a cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger, 4-piece nuggets, a medium fry, and a Coke. So 5 items for a little over $5. It's a good deal in my book. $2. I got this little pack of self-tapping screws. I've had these before. I don't have a lot of luck with Lowe's brands or stuff that I get from Lowe's when it comes to things like this. But if these will grab and go into that metal, that's all I need. Well, I was wanting some gas station hot dogs, but their roller's off in here at Racetrack. I'm gonna see if I can find one more spot. You know, it just occurred to me that Buc-ee's doesn't have hot dogs. That's kind of interesting. You think they'd have some kind of gourmet hot dog you can get. Huh. This is also a raceway. I thought this was a racetrack, so let's see if this raceway has any gas station hot dogs. Nope, their hot dog rollers are off too. It's kind of weird. It's like 6 o'clock at night on a Saturday. You think there'd be some hot dogs. I mean, there's a Love's like 7 minutes away, but I don't want to travel that far. And I kind of don't want to go right across the street's the Circle K I worked at today. I don't really want to go over there. Yeah, I went to that Circle K. Let's see if they have any hot dogs. Well, all right, I did get my hot dogs. They didn't have coleslaw like the other Circle K does. The other Circle K, even though it's a much smaller Circle K, has like a huge selection of condiments to put on top of your hot dog, oddly enough. But there's also a deal on these, right? So if you get a hot dog, chips, and a drink, it's only $5. That's their meal deal with your rewards that I have. So it worked out coming here. So I got some Lay's potato chips, orange soda, and the second hot dog just cost me full price, of course, but everything came out at about $6. Yeah, I'm gonna park with these guys here is what I'm gonna try to do today. All right, I'm in the back of the van. I already fed the cats their wet cat food before I pulled out. So I had this light here on so they could eat while I drove, which is what they did. We're backed up into that spot and we're getting ready to go full stealth mode, which I got my headband light here, and that'll be the only light I work with tonight. And that's pretty much just while I eat. I'll pull my tattered curtain closed so it won't be any real light that emanates from back here if I'm watching my phone and stuff. And we're gonna go full stealth in a Walmart tonight. Hopefully we don't get the knock, and hopefully I can get up and get ready, and I'm going to work this morning gig over at Circle K, and then I'm going to migrate to the other side of town so I can work my night shift at Walmart. Happy jumped. All right, everyone, I think this is where I'm going to leave you. I'm going to eat my hot dogs, but I've had a good day. I hope your day was good as well. And until next time, this is your old pal, Hannibal VANnibal, signing off.